How are you all doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I know the energies have been a little heavy. We have this new moon coming in again. It's all about releasing that shadow, doing that shadow work, and setting intentions. So I've been feeling really heavily needing to release some collective fear. We as humanity have been living in fear for so long, for centuries, for millennia. That's what our life here on earth has been based in that fear vibration. We have been in fight or flight mode, trying to ensure that our survival, it hasn't been until recently that our survival has been on the forefront. Like now, we have homes and we have heat and hydro and water and readily available food, and we're not stuck, like we're actually not fearful for our lives at the moment, whereas majority of human history, it was fight or flight, it was live or die, like every day. And that sort of trauma, that sort of fear really gets stuck in our auric fields. It's passed down through generations. Like I started binge watching the show 1883. It's like a prequel to Yellowstone, which my cowboy fans will know. Yellowstone's a good one. Anywho, it really goes through the trials and tribulations that those first settlers here, coming from Europe here on this continent, right? The Americas, how much trauma they went through, how many people who came here to settle actually perished, how little people who came here actually survived the trek across this wild country. They had to deal with bandits and the natives who are around, the indigenous folk who obviously, after being pushed out of their lands and being massacred, they fought back, which is totally understandable. Like if we were in that position, we would be doing the same thing too, right? And then just everything, nothing was safe. Nothing was safe. And this is where I feel that deep fear. That's all it is. Like I don't even have other any other like it's not a fear of anything. It's just fear itself, just fear of survival, right? So we're going to do some clearing today on fear for the collective, for humanity, because we as a species have this deeply ingrained in our DNA. So we need to start to release that, because that fear, yay, I'm glad you're on. That fear is going to be changing that external reality, right? We know our internal reality creates that external. So when we're living in fear constantly because it's stuck in our DNA, it's stuck in our auric field, like we need to release that. Mommy, there's something by your door. Oh, thank you for the picture, my love. My daughter just sent me a little picture she drew underneath the door. When baby's sleeping, this is my time to go live if I have time. So thank you for joining me, Malika. You're just hopping on now. We're releasing fear because humanity as a whole has just been in the fear vibration since the inception of our species. It's been fight or flight. It's been survive, right? Just that survival mode. And we need to remind our bodies and our spirits, our fields, that we're no longer in that survival mode. We don't have to be in that survival mode anymore. We are being taken care of. We have everything we need now. Technology, as much as it's a pain in our ass, like it is given us what we need in order to survive on this planet quite easily. Like I was talking to my husband a bit about it last night. Like really, we have it fucking easy. So easy in comparison to any other humans who have stepped foot on this planet. Nowadays, we have it freaking easy. So we need to accept that, but we need to learn and release that fear because we no longer have to stand in that fear. So I'm feeling it really, really just a deep, deep, deep blockage in our root. That fear, that not feeling safe, right? That's what it's coming from. We don't feel safe here on this planet because for centuries, for millennia, humans were not safe. We weren't. And that's been passed down through the generations. That's been passed down from all of our past lives. And every single one of those past lives, there has been that just fear of survival, that fear of not being able to make it, that fear of everything, that fear of life. And because of that, our souls haven't completely anchored down into this physical reality because, guys, it's fucking scary. Is scary on this plane, on this planet. It's such a dense planet, and we've had to go through the downs. We've had to this planet has been basically hell on earth for centuries. And it's hard to understand that. It's hard to reconcile that. Because we have so much now. We have so much to be grateful for. I'm just moving my black tourmaline around. So we need to understand that when we do clearings, collective clearings, we can tap into our own energy because we are all connected. We are all united. We are all part of the same grid. So when we connect to that grid, that huge torus field that encompasses everything and everyone in the known universe, it encompasses all. That's what we all are. When we tap into that, we're able to move that energy around and start shifting, right? Again, the internal to the external. When we shift that internal reality of ours, we shift that external reality of everything that's happening without us, right? We're going to release that fear. And I'm feeling it really deeply in the masculine right now because it was the masculine's job to ensure that feminine was safe. And he couldn't ensure that she was safe in the world that we have inhabited for so long because there was danger at every turn. Even if something wasn't physically trying to eat you, which was happening a lot of the time, even if someone wasn't trying to kill you, they didn't know about hand washing. They didn't know about, not living in your own filth. So diseases were easily passed around. Easily. They didn't have sanitation. They didn't have toilets. They didn't have running water. The water that they drank was spoiled. Cholera ran rampant. Smallpox ran rampant because it was released and passed through the feces of people. And they were literally living in their own filth. There was no such thing as cleanliness, right? Hello, gorgeous. We're releasing fear because for so long, since the inception of humanity, we have been living in this fear for good reason. But now we need to understand that we are safe. That feels really good to say. I am safe. We're going to say this a few times because in order to really crack open that deep, 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 deep root fear of survival, like my nose is running, it's starting to release already. But we need to remind our souls, we need to remind our spirit and our energy and our human selves, right? We need to remind that egoic self. I am safe. We're going to say this 3 times Let's actually do 3 deep breaths. So we're going to breathe in, and when we release our breath, we're going to sigh and like a and release. Okay, so we're going to do 3, and then we are going to repeat I am safe in between each breath. And then we will start the collective release. Okay, so a deep breath. I am safe. Number 2. I am safe. Last one. I am safe. And after that, we'll start our release. I release the collective fear. I release the fear of merely surviving as a species. I release the need and want to stay in fight or flight. I release that fear of being fully and wholly present in this dimension, on this plane. Now we're going deep, deep, deep in that heart chakra. I release the fear of being fully present in my body. I understand that for centuries, as a soul, it has been unsafe in the human body. This plane, this planet has been danger. It has been those lower vibrations of fear and shame and guilt. Guilt for not being able to keep those loved ones safe. Shame of feeling that we are not good enough, not strong enough as an energy source, as a spirit, as a soul to withstand this fully within ourselves. We need to understand, though, that there was one, at least, that came into this life connected and that stayed connected even through the atrocities of this planet. And he paved that way. He made that light. He made that light thread that we can follow through the darkness. I know I'm not super religious or anything of the sort, but I do understand the story of Jesus Christ, and I do understand the story of Yeshua and how much he went through on this bodily plane. And from my understanding, that torture and that the brutalizing he took through of his body, he did so standing in his heart, standing in his truth, standing fully connected in his soul. And that had never happened before on this plane. And now is our time to fully anchor into our body. We need to remind our souls that we are safe. We are infinite beings. We are multidimensional. Our spirit knows no bounds. No lower dimensional entities, no lower dimensional moments in this life can possibly strip us of our souls. The dark ones like to believe that they can, but they cannot. Because our soul our spirit, the universe, God is infinite. It is forever. It is everything. It is the light and the dark. I know people relate, you know, how can God allow the travesties of the world? And the thing is, in order to have wholeness and unity, there is the light and the dark, the up and the down, the masculine and the feminine, all of the things. We need that balance in our life. And us as a humanity have lived in that darkness, lived in that darkness since the inception of our species, and since the inception of everything. We've had those ups and downs, right? And we've been in that down for a very, very long. So we're releasing the fear of anchoring into this reality. We are releasing that fear because we are powerful. We are powerful beings and we are creating our reality. And once we recognize that that fear is just a surface level emotion that is projected upon us in order to keep us in the dark so that we cannot see our light, we need to understand that we as a species, we as a multidimensional being can choose to release that fear and stand in that light and stand in that wholeness in order to create that shift. When we start to get into past the spiritual aspect of it, the spiritual aspect of it is we are going through everything that we're meant to go through, every moment of this journey. Every step our soul takes is part of this divine plan, part of this divine weaving of the threads, this divine network, right? But if we go back down to that human level and we understand that those that have taken advantage of this fear vibration, who have chosen to keep us as humanity in this fear vibration by continuing the trauma even past its natural state, right? We need to recognize as humanity, the society that we are living in is producing that trauma from the moment that we are conceived, is producing that trauma. Ultrasounds automatically are going into our field that are disrupting that natural vibration, right? And then from there, the birth practices are disrupting that. Vaccinations are disrupting that. Trauma, 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 crying it out, trauma. Being ripped away from your parents to go to school even if you don't want to, trauma. Oh, I'm so glad you're peaceful. This whole life that we're living, this whole society has been based around trauma in order to keep us in fear. Because what these dark entities understand is they're only in power for a time. There must be balance. They can be in the dark, but eventually we will rise. If you go down the conspiracy holes and you go into Project Looking Glass, they apparently have technology that can look into the future. And this scared the fuck out of the dark entities because they saw that no matter what they threw at us, we are going to rise and we are going to awaken. And we need to claim that now. Claim that now. We are rising. It's happening regardless of what they throw at us. They tried to throw all this bullshit the last 3 years at us to keep us in fear. Didn't work. Didn't stop us. They're going to try and throw something else at us. And that's okay because we are standing in our truth. And once we start to recognize that these fear tactics and all this fear that they're throwing at us, we don't have to choose that as our path. They can try throwing this fear at us, and they can try keeping us down as long as they can, but it's inevitable that we will rise and we will awaken and we will understand who we truly are and what we're truly here to do. And we're here to bring that love vibration. We're here to bring that whole experience. We're here as souls to experience what it's like to be in this density. Because as souls, like, this is the only place that we experience all these ups and downs and emotions and everything, right? And as a soul, our lives here are so, so small. It's like a blip. And we all came in with the best intentions, like, yeah, we got this. I'm a multidimensional soul. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I am powerful. I'll be able to do this, no problem. And then we got here, and then the trauma and the fear and everything just started stacking upon it, stacking up in our energy, because we weren't capable of working through it yet, because we were in this collective fear state for so long. Yes, my love. Now we're finally at a space where we can start peeling back those layers.
Does that say 8?
Yeah, IN after that. IN, and you're good. I gotta finish this up. I'll be out soon, okay? But now we are safe. If you step back from the fear programming, if you step out of that societal view, if you step away from the mainstream media, if you step away from all of that fear outside of us, and you just focus on you, yourself, and your family, that fear isn't so potent anymore. That fear, like, we can choose to release it. So I'm just going to roll this around. On our heart, we're going to release it for the feminine first, because she is the creatrix, right? Our feminine is the one that's creating this reality, creating our species. And she's been afraid for so long, right? She's been afraid to relax and let go and stand in that feminine power. Not because our masculine isn't doing their job. No, they're trying their hardest, but because we've been in this dark night. We've been in this dark night of the soul as a human, like as a collective. We've been in this dark night. So now is our time to release it. I release the fear of this life. I release the fear of anchoring into this reality. That's a potent one. We're going to do that for the feminine one more time, and then we're going to do it for our masculine. Because that's just the way it is on this planet, guys. It's all about that feminine tapping in and tuning in and awakening, because we are the creators. We start the power. We start this awakening. We have to accept that we are the ones that start it. We have to stand in our power and focus inwards, because when we learn to remember within, that vibration naturally expands to those around us. We all have our masculine, us feminine, all have our masculine counterparts here on this earth. And once we can truly awaken and give in to that feminine flow and just give in and trust, because it's fucking hard to do in this world, but it's so fucking worth it. When we can step back and trust and just flow through the times and know that we are protected, we are guided, we are supported. I'm getting like goosebumps all over. When we, as the feminine, stand in our power, we make way for the masculine to do the same. The masculine has been brutalized. They've been beaten down. Recently, their masculinity has been taken away from them. They're told if they are strong men with good convictions and morals, that they are horrible human beings. Toxic masculinity. It's definitely more so a toxic femininity of needing to control. It's that wounded feminine that takes control. And then our masculine feels like he's not worthy. If his feminine doesn't allow him to lead her, because that's it, we have to allow them to lead us. that masculine isn't able to lead, then he's coming from that wounded space as well, right? We each have our masculine and feminine aspects of us. And in each of this masculine and feminine aspect, we have the awakened masculine and the wounded masculine, the awakened feminine and the wounded feminine. It's a matter of which space we're coming from. The awakened feminine is that flow, trust, sit back and receive. That awakened masculine is that strong, caring, giving. Ooh, thank you. Brought me a cookie. Yum. So in order for our masculine to stand in his power and stand in his awakened masculine versus his wounded masculine, we have to give him space to do so. We have to trust and not control so much. As women in this time have a habit. I know I'm speaking from personal because I have a habit of standing in my masculine too strong, in my wounded masculine nonetheless, because of that fear, right? That fear having to control. So we're going to release that fear. That fear of not being worthy is what's coming up for the masculine. That fear of not being good enough. Releasing the fear of not being strong enough. Just a simple fear of being enough. So we're releasing these fears because they are no longer necessary. So now that we've released some fears collectively, I feel it really heavy in the feminine. So we need to recognize our left side. My left side is our feminine and our right side is our masculine. Now remember, our brain hemispheres are switched. So if we're talking about the left brain hemisphere, that's our masculine, that's our egoic, that's our fear, fight or flight side, right? And society has kept us in that side for so long, whereas we open up to the other side and that's our spirit, that's our soul, that's our inner knowing, that's our understanding, that's our trust, that's all the magic. I'm impressed the babies let me go this long. I am safe on this planet. I am safe to anchor into my body. I am safe to express myself. I am safe to flow and trust. I am finally safe. We as a species are finally safe. Hi, baby. Can you go for 2 more minutes? We are finally safe, guys. We as a collective, we as humanity, we may have moments here and there where we don't feel safe, and that's okay because that's the up and down, that's the flow, that's the cycle of everything it is to be human, but we don't have to live in this fear state any longer. So remember to ground. Grounding is so important, especially right now. For so long, we haven't allowed our spirit and our soul to truly ground into this body because it's been dangerous for us to do so. We have felt like we would get stuck in this low vibration.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, Ava.
I want to know you.
You're on me. You're on YouTube.
Hi,
Okay, we're going to do some more breaths. We're going to do some more deep breaths, okay? So we're going to do 3, right in the heart chakra. So sometimes we feel it right up here in our upper chest, and that's our upper heart chakra. This generally relates to pink colors. I'm using black tourmaline today because it's really good at getting rid of those sticky, icky vibrations.
So the animals, Mommy.
Yeah.
So the animals.
But anyways, this up here relates to our past, our soul's past. Which, let's be real, we've each and every one of us, our energy has the recollection of thousands of past lives. It's just an infinite web. That's what I'm trying to get at. An infinite web of lives that our souls have gone through, because we all come from that one spark, right? We all come from that one spark. So our souls and our energy remembers everything since then. But when we do like past life work that I do, past life clearings, we deal with the I'd probably say like 50 or so lives that are closest to where we are now. And remember, when it comes to energy and soul history, there like chronology doesn't have any say. Time is irrelevant. So technically I could be living now, but the next life that my soul experiences in its flow could be like thousands of years ago. I know for me personally that's not true.
I'm missing dogs
Okay.
under my back.
Oh, so silly, they're under your back.
Animals, look at them.
Yeah. Okay, sit down and be quiet. We're on live. Anyways, I think I want to pull a card. I want to pull a card. Feel really good to do that release. I'm personally feeling way more grounded. I feel an opening up in my upper heart chakra. I feel the ability, like an opening in my root as well, to really allow my spirit to root down into this reality, because we haven't been able to for so long. Beautiful picture, Aria. If anyone's here on live with me, if you guys want a card, pop in the comments and I will give you a card quick before I have to go. Yeah, just take it. It felt really good. So if you just popped in later, start from the beginning. We talk about the generational trauma of humanity and how it's been really freaking hard. It's been really freaking hard as a human on this plane. The cow's on my back. Moo. Temperance. This speaks about balance. This speaks about alchemizing energies of transmuting the dark to the light. Transmuting the dark to the light. I feel like, Malika, I want some chants now. I want some chanting. What's that? Darkness to light? I can't remember which one that's called. Let's read Temperance and then I'll get you a card, Mama. Alchemy, like I said, blending energies, harmony, moderation, masculine and feminine balance. So this is what we're doing when we're releasing those fears from the feminine and then releasing the fears from the masculine. We're like, I feel like we're creating that bridge. So if you think of the masculine and feminine on like a really super physical level, and you're thinking masculine and feminine as in that double helix, acetoma satgama, yeah, that one. That one. I love that one. Feels really good. So if we're thinking that double helix, we're creating that bond between, we're like opening up and making that way in order for that connection between the two sides, right? They say that we can't, our hemispheres of our brain, we have a hard time connecting from the two sides, right? But now we're opening that up. I know that one's so good. I'm not going to butcher it. I would like to, but no. The fluidity of time, meditation, the perpetual motion of life, neutrality, restraint, patience, and purpose. Temperance is the alchemist of life, and it calls you to create your purposeful blend using moderation and patience as ingredients. Where are you focusing your precious energy right now? Maybe you've been overdoing it in your social life, or binging on television, drinks, food, overspending. Overspending, I think, is a big one for people right now. Focusing on a relationship that is depleting more energy than it is replenishing. Being wholly materialistic versus wholly spiritual. I think that's a big one right now too, especially with the holiday season coming on us. I know everybody is stressing themselves out because of this materialistic need for things. Right? So we're like stressing ourselves out, spending way too much money on those people that we care about. Meanwhile, we could be just like slowing down and understanding that it's more about the time together. So don't do drastic right now. We live in a world of extreme passions and heated hustle. So slowing down the desire for excess in any one area of your life may be harder than you think. Stay away from all or nothing choices, clearing your energy of extremes. will foster a dynamic, nourishing flow that is aligned with your perfect alchemical purpose. Seek equilibrium and be mindful of your resources while fusing all the elements to achieve a beautiful balance. I walk the middle path and I nourish my spiritual wholeness. I think right now, especially with the holidays, everyone's focusing so much on the physical. We're focusing so much on getting things done and ensuring we have everything in line and making sure we have all the gifts and we have the tree and the decorating and all the things, but we're forgetting to slow down and go within. We're forgetting to do that inner work right now because we're so consumed with what's going on with us. So that's where we need to take that balance. Why don't you go see what your sisters are doing? Go ask Arya to put on Steve and Maggie. Yeah! Okay, go ask Arya. Okay? Take the cow. That's her favorite show. Okay, here. I'll put you over here. No.
Not the cows.
Not the cows. So we need to remember to... Ava.
I'd like to be a cow.
Take them. Sorry, guys. I'm going to try and get her out of here so I can finish up.
Okay, I'll take it.
Not as bad as the baby screaming. But. So we need to remember right now, when we are so focused on the material, when we are so focused on the things in our life right now, we need to remember to take that slow down and do that inner work too. Right? Doesn't mean that has to be all that we're focusing on, but we need to focus on our spiritual just as much as our physical right now. Malika, let's pull you a card, my love. Let's pull you a card. I know that's such a good chant. Such a good chant. Malika, you should go do a live and do that chant later. Please. I'll watch it. I would do it myself, but that's not my thing. That's your thing. Oh. What's Melissa? Ooh, what message does Malika need right now? Ooh. It's this one, the Hanged Man. Ooh. Malika. I really like these cards. The Hanged Man from Malika. Does 12 have significance for you, Malika? Surrendering to the will of the cosmos, an intentional pause, reflection, letting go, embracing the new, realigning with your heart and purpose, new wisdom found, spiritual teachings, sacrifice, enlightenment. Flow with it. Divine wisdom spills forth in moments of deep flow, and the Hanged Man is offering you the chance to look at something from a completely different perspective. When you let go of that thing that's got you stuck, you will make space for new insights and advantages to shift into place. Open your heart to the bigger plan, and you'll inadvertently tap into a whole new framework from which you see the world. Know that your path and your dream may look unfamiliar to you after you relinquish the need to direct the outcomes. Surrender to the will of the cosmos and realign your life with its sacred patterns. The universe already knows which life-altering lesson is the key to your happiness, and your highest self has so much wisdom for you when you intentionally pause to listen. I lean into my inner world of limitless miracles, surrendering to the divine will of the cosmos. Oh, totally. This is what it's saying. Slow down. Flow. Stop trying to control. Right? It's so necessary, especially in this time and age. I feel like I need to do just a little bit more. Just Mama, if you want a card, let me know. I feel like I need to do a little work with this beauty. This is black tektite. So this is Moldavite's like kinder older sister. Hello, Queen Midas. We just did some releasing of some collective fear a little bit ago, and we just did a card, right? Tektites are so amazing. I definitely prefer this black tektite over the Moldavite. Prefer the black tektite. She's like so kind. Like Moldavite's like, boom, kicks in the front door. Bitch, you're gonna shift. Whereas I find black tektite's like, okay, sweetheart, take my hand. Let's do this together. right? Yes, it's so needed at this time. Oh, no worries, my love. No worries. I'll catch you later. So yes, the black tektite, I feel like, wants to help aid this shift, especially in that feminine. Like I was mentioning before, the shift of the planet is happening in that feminine energy first. We, the feminine, we, the creatrixes, have to create that shift in order for our masculines to step into it. Yeah, that mold. I had the Moldavite on for a while and I put her away. Hey, neck bone. Yeah, I had to put my Moldavite away for a bit, but I've been like, literally, black tektite has just been popping up to me in my life. Like, I'm like cleaning my house and then there's just a random black tektite, like, hi, hold me. So, so we're going to do we're going to complete, yes, complete our release of fear. If you weren't here at the beginning of the video, I was talking about how as as a collective, humanity has dealt with so much trauma. We have been stuck in this fear vibration for basically the extent of our existence here. And now we are finally safe, but we need to release that fear from our release right there. We need to release that fear from our field. It's that generational trauma that keeps coming up, that humanity had a very fucking hard time on this planet. We were constantly in that fight or flight. We had to be afraid for our lives at every turn. We are not allowed to rest and stand in our true authentic selves. We weren't allowed to rest and just really trust and step into our feminine, right? I'm just looking. Ava and Noreen. Noreen is neck bone. Okay. Right? I put my Moldavite away. I was like just before, like between the two eclipses, I was wearing my Moldavite for a little bit. But yeah, I definitely had to put it away for a while. And she's just sitting in my room patiently waiting. But yeah, this black tektite has been freaking going at me. So we're gonna use the black tektite to help us release this generational trauma, this fear in humanity that has like held its grip on us for too long, like longer than it was necessary, right? Like fear and the darkness is like a part of life. It's part of what we have to experience, but dark entities in the world have ensured that we've stuck in this vibration for longer than necessary. Yes, like the video. Like the video. Thank you. I need to come live on here more often. I don't know about all of you guys, but like the last week has been like a slow down for me. I had like a super like energetic like push the week before, and then I've had to like really slow down this week and take it back and just like focus on me and my family and my home. But now I'm starting to feel some of that motivation as well again, right? Yes, the slowdown, right? It's been like a collective slowdown. And now we have the new moon, which is so perfect. Our new moon this evening to just sit and make intentions for the next phase, right? We're still feeling that energy from the eclipses right now. So it's like those shadows are still popping up for us to work through, and that is A-O-fucking-K. But that's what we're doing right now when we're clearing. Okay, so we're going to do a couple more releases with the black tektite in regards to the feminine. So I want to, we're going to take a couple deep breaths first. Let's take 3 deep breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth with a sigh. And last one. I release my fear of standing in my embodied feminine. I release my fear of fully anchoring into this body. I release my fear of fear. That's a big one. I release my fear of fear. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna won't stay on too long because I want to. But I release my fear of fear. We are so fearful of the darkness. And when we allow that fearfulness to encroach in our energy and to take over, we're giving power to that darkness. Exactly. The only thing to fear is fear itself. But we need to recognize that we no longer need to. We're at a place now on this planet where we don't need to fear the fear anymore. We are allowed to flow through those dark moments, to allow them to wash over us and work through them. Because when we just let it happen and we flow through the darkness, it is so much easier to get to the light on the other side. When we give it its time and space and just allow it, we no longer fear that fear. We no longer fear those dark emotions. Because let's be real, at the base of emotions, we only have two base emotions. If we go through every emotion out there and we follow it down back to its base, back to the core of it, we have love and fear. So when we stop fearing that fear and we meet that fear with love, we're creating that connection between the two. That connection between the feminine and the masculine, that connection between the light and the dark. And then we are truly in unity and we are no longer in disharmony and duality. Ooh, that's a beautiful picture, Aria. So whenever we do releases, we're making space. So we want to ensure we fill it with something, right? I am now safe. I am now safe to stand in my feminine flow. I am now safe to give up all control. I am safe to now trust in the never-ending flow. The ups and downs, the twists and turns. I must no longer fear them. I must now embrace them. Because without them, I cannot be whole. I now embrace the ups and downs. I embrace the light and the dark. And I am better able to flow through and shift those energies within myself, understanding that I am safe. We're going to do 3 breaths in and out with an I am safe in between. I am safe. I like that, Noreen. I am the love. I am the light. I am the all. Yes, I am. That feels really freaking good. That feels really good. Thank you guys for hopping on and joining me in this. Whenever any of us does this work, it ripples out and affects everyone and everything. But when multiples of us are here and we're doing it, and it just fucking creates magic. And I feel that fucking magic vibration right now. So thank you for sharing this with me. Yes, blessed be. To all of you, let's just like go back for a minute. Let's stand in our power and let's just like give a big ass fucking hug to all our ancestors and past selves. Just like a big fucking hug. Like, you are now fucking safe. It's okay. I know the horrors you had to go through. And I appreciate everything that you have done and everything that you have worked through. Because without those dark times, without that terror, without that horror, without that fear, we wouldn't be where we are today. So thank you. Thank you for being strong. Thank you for going through it. Thank you for being part of me. That feels really fucking good to hear today. Thank you all for joining me. I'm super excited because this evening for this new moon, I have my first connection call with my new monthly membership group. We have a connection call every new moon, and every full moon we'll do a full energy work call where I will pull cards for every person involved, and we will do energetic releases with crystals. Thank you, Queen Midas, for joining me. Ava. Ava, that's my little girl's name is Ava. I love her so much. So yes, pop in below, check out all my links. Ooh, I have an awesome Black Friday sale going on my crystal website. Grab some crystal goodies and free shipping, because shipping is fucking expensive. So there's free shipping, and there's free shipping over $75, and there's also a $10 off coupon for anyone who spends $50. So you can get $10 off and free shipping. Coupon code Black Friday. Yes, yes. Drop the link. Mamas.crystal.healing.com. There's so many crystal goodies. I went through my crystal office in here and like went through all my stock, and I was like, holy shit, I have so much more than I thought I did in here. So much more. And let's see if I can do it. There. Let's see if that works. Not gonna work. Oh well. Thank you all for joining. Popping on now. I'm about to hop off, but we have the Black Friday free shipping and $10 off with the coupon code TAKE10. Free shipping with Black Friday in caps. So go check out all the crystals. I have so freaking many, and I know shipping is so expensive right now, so I wanted to ensure that we could, rather than taking percentages off the stones, I'm just like, I will ship it out to you for free. I did find it. I think it will work. So check out the website. If you're interested in some more spiritual work and you're ready to dive deep, you're ready to start peeling back those layers that are holding you back from yourself. I have my first call for my monthly membership this evening at 9 o'clock. We are hopping on. I'm going to lead a meditation where we're going to go through our chakras. We're going to step into our heart space and figure out what we really want. We're going to set intentions for the month to come. We're just going to connect and talk. So yes, if you're interested in that, shoot me a message, check out the deals, check out the links, and I'm sending so much love to each and every one of you. If you're hopping on late, go watch from the beginning once this is posted, because the freaking release is potent. It is a deep, deep-seated fear within all of us that it's been passed down for generations. And now is the time to fucking release it and let it go, especially with this new moon. It's like so perfect. So thank you so much. Thank you, Ava, for hopping on, and Malika, and Tanya, and Noreen, and everybody else. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Really take time to slow down. Do some like new moon ritual tonight for yourself. Do something, or hop in on my membership call. All so much love and light, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you.